Meanwhile, at the Baton Rouge Manor in Zach's room, Roxanne is lying in the curb in Zach's bed. Till Jack came in and saw his wife, and as he closed the door and went to where Roxanne is, who saw her husband. He was gonna be in this bed should the time come. I guess that's never gonna happen. And as Jack got in bed behind his wife, and as he spooned her and as they cuddled while he held her in his arms. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner in Drusilla and Rusty's office, Drusilla is sitting at the desk on the computer thinking. Till Rusty came in and closed the door, and as he went to where his wife is, and arrived and sensed something wrong. What is it? And as Drusilla saw her husband. How you mean? You know exactly how I mean. I thought Courtney and Damon would be back by now. School's already started. They will be back with Angela and Sean. I think that there's something going on between them two, and don't bother thinking that I'm daft about it. It's true. I just know it. Meanwhile, in the outskirts of London, England, at the Dryden Park Academy in Gloria's room, Gloria and Holden are talking. Look, it does no good stretching yourself out when in the end we'll get the truth. Yeah, if we were in Los Angeles, but we're not for the matter. We're in the United Kingdom, another country, England, which is your homeland, in case you forgot. True that. Why don't we sit back and enjoy our time here, yeah? I promise you that I have your back. Thank you so much for being one of the best brothers on this planet. And as they went and began hugging each other, just as Nancy came in and saw what's going on. And as Gloria looked and saw Nancy saw, and as she pulled away from her brother, and as they both faced Nancy. Yeah, Nancy Fisher. And I know who you two lot are. Well, it seems our family's reputation precedes you. I guess you can say that. So Nancy, what brings you to my room? Meanwhile, in the hallway on the second floor, Maria and Kyle are talking. Who knew that he had a twin like you? I get that a lot. Speaking of which, and as Kyle got Maria's stuff and took it and went and hid in Maria's room, with Maria coming from behind, just as he went and put her stuff on the floor and some of it on the bed. Thank you. And as he turned and faced her, you can call me Kyle McKinley. Maria Conway, yes, I know who you are. Anyways, you want to meet up later? Okay, sounds good, but I gotta warn you, I'm only here on the trial basics, meaning I know what it means. Don't worry, I'll keep you safe. And as Stefan came in, are you now? That's just freaking fantastic. And as Maria and Kyle saw him. Meanwhile, in the great hall, as more people begin to gather for Ricky Graham's funeral, let's get to Carol, Steve, Hannah, Ryan, Carolyn, Owen, and Oliver who are talking. I know we're all gonna get through this today. Yeah? Then why the hell did you drop the bomb about Phoebe, about Oliver? This isn't the time. Yes, it is. You couldn't help yourselves by humiliating my sister about you not being dude. You're making a huge scene. It's quite understandable. You're right. We feel that we should have told her afterwards. Where is she? What do you think? She's in her room. She doesn't want to come out at all. I'll go and talk to her. Wrong. I'll go. You'll stay here. And as Carol got up and went and left the great hall, just as Faith, Doug, and Earl all came in and head to the front. and arrived on the stage and got on it and turned and faced the students, which includes Steve, Hannah, Ryan, Carolyn, Owen, and Oliver. And as the students and everyone continued talking, quiet! And as everyone got quiet, just as Ashley and John both came in and went and sat in the front on the right side, right by Steve, Hannah, Ryan, Carolyn, Owen, and Oliver. We are gathered here to say goodbye to not only the most talented student we had, but the person has truly touched our lives forever. At this time, let's have a moment of silence before we officially begin Ricky's send-off. Meanwhile, at the Baton Ridge Manor in Zach's room, Jack is putting Roxanne in bed and as he holds her in his arms as they continue talking. You know, you're eventually gonna have to open up. To who? A bunch of strangers who don't even know what's the matter? What I meant is our counselor. You remember our Aunt Dorothy? I'm certain she doesn't want you to walk in as Roxanne pulled away and sat and faced him. Are you serious? I am not walling in self-pity if that's what you're referring to. Wrong. I'm just trying to understand my wife. Then stop, yeah? I need to feel this in me body. Damn it, Roxanne, he was my son too. You can't keep affording this like a play by hiding away. And just get out. Get out! Look, I know what you're playing out here. Do you really? Yeah. Only thing is, it's not gonna work. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner in Drusilla and Rusty's office, Drusilla and Rusty are talking. Honey, Angela is dating our son and has been for quite some time. I mean, they were best mates beforehand. Yeah, I get that. Look, I think you're reading too much of something that could be really nothing but the matter. You really think that I'm insinuating this? Well, just imagine how Damon must feel. We both let them go to Paris, yeah, only to savage what they both had before they lost it as they know it. Surely I hope you two larks aren't talking about us. And as Rusty turned and saw Courtney and Damon there, and Drusilla also saw. Come on, sis. It's always they are. Nice to feel competent, Mom and Dad. Meanwhile, in the outskirts of London, England at the Dryden Park Academy in Gloria's room, Nancy, Gloria, and Holden are talking. I'm gonna go to my room. No, you're going nowhere. Did they tell you to spy on us, seeing that we're Collins? Nonsense. Whatever gave you that, Nancy? You just don't want us to start on the wrong feet now, do you? I'm just here to show you both around. That's all. Including your best mate. Wait, how on earth did you know about Maria? I think you better start explaining yourself right now. Fine. Seems the two of you lot are more smart than I give you credit for. The fact is, the headmaster assigned me to keep eyeing you. Not because we get it. Because of our parents, we can't even be trusted. Meanwhile, in Maria's room, Maria and Kyle are surprised by Stefan's arrival. Don't you have something to do? Yeah, I'm doing it right now. You had your chance and lost, buddy. Or have I now? You heard her. Now do one. Guys, I just got here and I really want to make an impression on the school. Look, you're not the only one who's here on a scholarship basis. There's plenty of other people that goes, yeah. Only mine's more complicated as you know it, but why should I tell you anything? And as Maria turned and went and left her room, leaving Kyle and Stefan talking. I know what you're doing, mate. Do you now? Then stay the hell out of my way. And as Kyle went and left Maria's room. Meanwhile, in Phoebe's room, Phoebe and Cindy are lying in bed talking. It's like they're having some sort of laugh at my expense. Hey, everything is gonna be okay. I just feel like I had nobody left wrong. You have me, Matt, Aaron, Julian, and Brody, and we're not gonna turn our backs on you. And that's a promise. Thank you. And as someone knocked on the door, Phoebe, it's Carol. And as Carol came in, and Phoebe and Cindy saw her. Can I talk to you? Don't you have a send-out to attend, Phoebe? Fine. We'll talk after you say goodbye to your son. Ricky will always be your brother. I don't give a damn what kind of piece of paper it says. Now, can we do this? And as Phoebe got up and went and left with Carol. Meanwhile, in the Great Hall, as Ricky Graham's funeral is in progress, let's get to some of the members who's speaking before everyone else, telling everyone how they feel, starting with Steve. What can I say? Ricky was one of the most talented lads my wife and I ever had the pleasure to gaze our eyes upon. I just didn't realize that his life would be over just before the stages of his new life was beginning. Carolyn is next. He brought so much wonders and joys to people's heart and did many talented things like playing cricket at the school. Owen is next. I just know that he will never be forgotten. Oliver is next. If I know my brother, he's probably having the time of his life, living it up. Steve, again, above all else, he knew what family meant to him. And as the students and everyone else applaud, just as Carol and Phoebe came in, with Carol heading to the stage while Phoebe went and sat down, and as Carol arrived and turned and faced everyone, and as she prepared herself to speak on how she feels towards her son. Meanwhile, at the Baton Ridge Manor in Zach's room, Roxanne and Jack are talking, and as Roxanne got up and faced her husband, I am not trying to do anything. All you've been doing lately is pressuring me into opening up when I told you I'm doing fine. So that's just it, huh? And as Jack got up and faced his wife, you're just gonna keep denying it, pretending that everything is hunky-dory when you know damn well it is I said do one. Is that truly what you want? You know what? Whatever. Do whatever the hell you want. Seems you are anyways when you clearly don't give a damn in respecting my feelings. Stay. I'll go. And as Roxanne head out, but Jack went and closed the door and stand in front of it, therefore blocking Roxanne. I don't know what the hell you're playing at, but get the hell out of my way or I will scream for help. Fine. I give up. Clearly there's nothing I can do to get my wife to see that we both just stop with that. I get that you want to help me. Really, I do. But if you really want to help, do it by leaving me the hell alone. You know I can't do that, but... And as Jack stepped aside and opened the door, if you really want to go, then just go. And as Roxanne went and left Zach's room. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner in Drusilla and Rusty's office, Drusilla and Rusty are surprised by Courtney and Damon's arrival. Always making the habit of sneaking upon your parents. Don't try to twist this around. We're not. We're just worried. Oh, come off it. It was clearly me. I didn't want the both of you to lose what mattered to you. Mom, Angela and I are doing fine. Same for Sean and I. Yeah, no thanks to me quick thinking. You're welcome, by the way. You two mind covering tonight's shift? Since you're back, Dad, it's fine. It's the least we can do to repay you both for sending us to Paris. And as Courtney and Damon turned and went and left their office. And as Rusty turned and looked at his wife, who saw, well, that went rather smoothly. Meanwhile, in the outskirts of London, England, at the Dryden Park Academy in Gloria's room, Nancy, Gloria, and Holden are talking. I didn't say anything to that. You didn't have to when it's clearly written out over your face. Look, we don't care how old you are. Just don't be breathing close to our necks. Well, hopefully, I don't have to, now will I? And as Maria came in and saw what's going on and knocked on the door, causing all of them to turn and saw Maria there. What's going on here? Apparently, we have a person to show us about, or more or less a babysitter, as they call it, including you. Her name is Nancy. Oi, I can answer for myself, you know. Anyways, thank you for that. Nice to meet you. Same here. Can you give us a moment to think and adjust to our new surroundings? Or is that too much for you to fathom? And as Nancy turned and went and left Gloria's room, and as she headed down the hall, just as Stefan came out of Maria's room and closed the door, and head to where Nancy is and arrived where she saw. Now there's a face I'm familiar with. What now, Stefan? Meanwhile, in Kyle's room, Kyle's lying in bed thinking. Meanwhile, in the attic, Cindy, Brody, and Matt are talking. I just don't get to how could they keep the fact that maybe they wanted to protect her and all. Yeah, to what? Brody's right. Phoebe had the right to know either way, and I get that. I was just thinking, maybe there's more to why they haven't said anything. You're thinking because of the Cullens, yeah? Exactly. Look, all we can do right now is at least show Phoebe that we have her support, yeah? Meanwhile, in the Great Hall, as Ricky Graham's funeral is still in progress, Carol is speaking before the students, including Wilma, Olivia, Lucy, Eric, Joshua, as well as Steve, Hannah, Ryan, Carolyn, Owen, and Oliver. There has never been a moment since my husband and I bought the most amazing man who ravaged the earth with his talents to this planet like Ricky. He was amazing in every single thing he did, and I just want to say that I couldn't be more proud of being his mom. More importantly, to all of you lot, because I know you feel the same way. I also know that he's in a better place looking down on us. And I know that someday we'll reunite again in the afterlife. Rest in peace, my son. And as everyone began applauding, and as Carol went and got off the stage, and went and sat by Steve, Hannah, Ryan, Carolyn, Owen, and Oliver. And as Steve looked at Carol, who saw, honey, that was good. Thank you. And as Doug got up and went on the stage and turned and faced the audience who still applauded and soon stopped. Let us now have a moment of silence to honor Ricky Graham's presence. While that's happening, Lucy got up and went and left the Great Hall, followed by Eric, who also got up and went and left the Great Hall into the hallway. and went to where Lucy is. Oi, you okay? And as Lucy turned and faced him, yeah, I'm just worried about Taylor's death and all. What about it? What if her death is just the beginning of what's to come next? Meanwhile, unbeknownst to Lucy and Eric, someone is watching them from afar.